Hi, welcome to the 2023 Cleveland Corporate Challenge Virtual Captains Meeting. Thank you guys so much for registering to participate this year. We're so excited for the lineup of events that we have this summer, and we can't wait to get you guys out of the office and into the games and having a ton of fun out there with your coworkers this summer. My name is Dominic Tremalio. I am the Program Director of the Cleveland Corporate Challenge here at Hermes Sports and Events. And I will be here to help you, support you throughout the entire corporate challenge, answer any questions that you may have, help you guys prepare for the games, participate in the games. I will be at many of the events, so please feel free to come over and say hi or ask any questions that you may have on the day. We're really looking forward to this set of events. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to take about 20 minutes of your time. I'm going to use my display here to explain a little bit about how it works, about the competition that you guys are competing in this year. And I'm going to use this display to show you some helpful tools and some helpful information to work you through the games this summer. So a quick overview. The Corporate Cup is our overall competition, and it consists of 15 different events this year. So what that means is you are going to be placed in a division. And what we do is we place Corporate Cup teams in a division of similar sized companies. So we request a number of employees, estimated number of employees from each company at the facility that they have in the area. And then we rank teams based on those numbers, and we place you in divisions to compete against one another. So in the Corporate Cup, you will be participating in each of the 15 events that we have listed. We will give you a point total based on how you do, and then we will keep that point total up here on the scoreboard, which I'll go into in a little bit, up on the scores page, for you to track throughout the year. So you'll be able to see, how many teams are in front of you, how many teams do you need to get up to the first place or in the top three, and to win the Corporate Cup trophy. So some of the awards for the events is the top three teams in each division will earn a Corporate Cup trophy, as well as a donation to be made to the charity of their choice. So each company in the Corporate Cup designates a charity to compete on behalf of. And if your team places in the top three, we will cut a check and write a letter to that charity thanking them, thanking you for your participation and the donation that you earned for them, and then celebrating the donation for the charity as well. The other way to participate is the independent division. So the independent division is extra outside of the Corporate Cup, but it's the same style and format of events throughout the challenge. So if your team is not interested in doing the entire Corporate Cup and you just want to participate in a few select events, you can do that by participating in the independent division. You can pick and choose a few different events to participate in, and then you will be participating listed under the independent division on all of the event pages. The independent division can also be added to the Corporate Cup. So for example, you have a lot of interest in a smaller team event like mini golf. Mini golf only allows 4 people to play on their team, but let's say, for example, you have 12 people that are interested in playing mini golf. Well, you would designate 4 of those players to compete on your first string team, your Corporate Cup team that will compete in the assigned division for Corporate Cup points. And then you can purchase 1 or 2 extra independent teams to compete on a separate day at a separate time, but in the same style of event. The finish does not award any Corporate Cup points. However, we do have awards for the top teams in the independent division. So it's a great opportunity to get more people involved, to add some teams onto your Corporate Cup team, and just get everybody involved on the fun. So first I'm going to take you over to the About page. So here's where you can go to look over any of the in-depth information regarding the Corporate Challenge as a whole. So you'll see up here at the top we have the event rulebook. So if you click here, you'll see all of the rules of play are listed for every event in a nice convenient format for you to view. So if you have any questions about any specific rules, you can check out the event rulebook there. There's also linked on each individual event page. And then we have a little accordion down here with some information about anything specific. For example, the participation requirements. You can come in here and see employees are who will be participating on your team, and employee is defined as full-time, part-time, temp, intern, or co-op. You could also review the spousal approval rule, which allows husbands, wives, significant others to compete on your company's behalf. For example, you might need that final guy, that final girl to fill out your roster. None of the employees are available, so you can you reach out to spouses and they can participate on behalf of your company, as long as they're not participating on any other company on that particular event day. You can also check out the events and what to expect. So for example, on event day, you'll see that check-in must be completed prior to participation. That is how we are going to collect your rosters for the particular event. So at the start of each event, the first thing your team is going to do is come in and check in at the check-in station, usually at the front facing at all of the events. They will sign the participation waiver to participate in the event, and that is how we will collect your roster for the event. So you are able to manipulate your roster in any way, all the way up until the event starts and your team checks in with me. So if somebody drops out at the last minute or you can't make it to the event, you can add in that extra person. Just tell them to show up at the event at the particular time, and they will be able to check in as a member of your team from there. Next, I'm going to take you over to the registration page. So if you are watching this video, you are likely already registered, but in the event that's not the case, I'll show you a little bit about the registration platform. So we have 3 easy ways to register, and you'll see the entry form is linked right up here. You can register by mail, by invoice, or online with a credit card by clicking this link right here. But really, I wanted to show you guys the entry fee and deadlines chart. So you'll see that the deadline for the Corporate Cup has already passed, so we are no longer accepting registrations for the Corporate Cup. Now that we have all of our teams, I'm going to start building the schedules for each event, and over the next couple of weeks I'll be releasing those on the website. But I really wanted to focus on the independent division deadlines. So independent registration is going to be available throughout the Corporate Challenge. You could sign up that extra independent team for any of these events throughout the games, and you'll see the deadlines are listed there. I do not recommend waiting until the deadline. We do have limited space available for these events, and some of them may sell out. So make sure to get your teams in as soon as you know you have teams for the independent division. Register them, or feel free to reach out and reserve any spots if you still need some time to put your teams together. Next up, I'm going to take you over to the events page. So here's where you're going to see the list of events that are going to be happening in the Corporate Challenge this year. Up top, you'll see the event rulebook is linked once again for easy access, and some satellite challenges that we'll go over a little bit later. Here's the list of events that we'll be participating in, as well as the dates in which they will be held. So you'll see in a lot of cases, multiple dates are listed for each of these events. Your team is only going to be scheduled to participate on one of those days. And you'll be able to click on each of these links to go to their individual web pages to be able to see that. But you'll see that, for example, softball is occurring on June 10, 11, 17, 18, and 24, 25. But I'll show you what that means on the actual event page. So scrolling down a little bit, you'll see the rules of play on the event page, and then you'll see under the when section, that's where the schedules will be posted. Currently, you just have some basic information. The tournament bracket begins at 9 a.m., and you'll see that Division 1 is scheduled to play Saturday, June 10. Division 6, June 11. Division 2, June 17. So you're not going to be expected to be at all of the events throughout the entire week, throughout the entire range that's listed, but you are going to be competing in one of those tournaments on one of those days, and you can see that listed here. So this is an example of an event page. We'll have a bunch of information regarding the event. If you are on the team for this particular event, we recommend you check out all the information on this page to make sure that you're all ready to go for the actual tournament. The rules of play are going to give you a really good breakdown of what to expect with the actual competition. Like for example, softball, we pitch to our own teams. A member of your team is going to pitch to your batters and give them 3 meatballs right down the middle. And that's just one of the rules that we play, along with 4-inning games. We play short 4-inning games throughout the double elimination bracket. So you'll be able to check out all the information under the rules of play. Once again, the when section is going to be where you will see the actual event schedule. Leading up into these next couple of weeks, I'm going to actually be posting the brackets on these pages so you can see what the tournament schedule looks like. They will be linked under each day. So for example, for softball, it's a double elimination bracket. So I will post the actual bracket. You'll see what team you're matched up against. Maybe you'll see that the first games will be at 9 a.m., but maybe you're not in the first set of games, so you're going to be starting at 9:40 a.m. So you'll be able to see that here in advance of the schedule and be able to see what the flow of the day looks like. Following that, we'll have the where section. So this is going to have the venue. We're playing softball at James Day Nike Park in Parma, as well as some directions to the event. And then following that, you're going to have the format of the event in simple form. So you'll see that this event requires a 10-player team, 5 males and 5 females, and substitute players are encouraged. So mainly for our double elimination events, and you can see these throughout the rules of play as well, some events allow players to rotate in throughout the tournament. Some events do not. You have to have the original team to start and finish the competition. Softball is one of those events where you can rotate players in throughout the game, in between games. If you win the tournament, it's going to be sort of a longer day. The tournament will last until about 2:30 p.m. So if, for example, somebody's got to leave early in the day and somebody can only make it later in the day, you can bring people in at a later time. Just make sure they check in with me over at the check-in station. But substitute players are encouraged for this event. You'll see that it's a double elimination tournament, which is a bracket-style event where you go head-to-head versus your opponent in the division to advance or drop in the bracket. The other form of tournament that we offer is an open competition. So what that is each team will compete in the same event, the same challenge. Like for example, skee ball, everybody will play 5 games of skee ball, and then we'll take your score in the challenge and we'll place it up against the division to see how we rank. And then underneath the double elimination tournament, you'll see we play 4-inning games. For any more in-depth information on the formats, you can check out the rules of play link, which is available on each individual event page. One thing to mention is each of our events are co-ed split evenly down the middle. So in a 10-player team, we're going to have 5 males and 5 females must be on your team and in play for your team to be eligible. Each event requires a specific player or team size, as well as male-female split, and like I said, it's split right down the middle. If you want to look at all of the events and while you're building your rosters, we have this roster builder tool available for you, which is an Excel sheet that you can download. It tells you how many players you need on each team, it tells you how many male-females you need on each team, and which events allow for substitute players and which events do not. So if you're a company coordinator or a team captain, I recommend that you download this roster builder to help your team be prepared and eligible for the event. Right above that, you'll see that the event guide is listed. This is another really helpful tool specifically for spreading information and generating interest for the corporate challenge at your company. You could send this around, and it's a nice visual guide for your participants to look through, see some action shots of the event, see what the competition is all about, and then if they're interested in an event, they'll be able to click on it and find out more information. It will direct them back to the website where they will find out the rules of play for softball, and then they can let you know that they are interested in participating. Next up, I'm going to take you guys over to the teams page. So this is where we are going to store all of the divisions, all of the teams that are in each division. So if you ever need to reference which division you are in or see what other companies are in your division, who you're going to be competing against, you could check that out here. So each one here is Division 4. Each one is going to have the company logo, the company name with it linked over to their website, the city that they're from, and then the charity that they have designated, if they have designated one to this point. So this is the charity along with a link to their website. For example, if Airgas places in the top 3 of Division 4 at the end of the season, they will earn a Corporate Cup trophy, and then we will also cut a check to the Parma Animal Shelter on their behalf. Next up, I'm going to take you over to the scores page. Currently, the scores page is not showing what it will exactly look like until our first events actually happen. Once our first events happen, right above this, you're going to see each division listed with the total number of points that they have scored in the overall corporate challenge this year. So once again, that's going to populate to the website after our first event. But as the events occur, if you want to, you can click on these individual event results and see how many points each team was attributed for each event. Like for example, the 10K relay, the first place team will receive 10 points. You'll be able to see who that is. Second place will receive 8 points, all the way down to the teams that showed up but didn't place and got their 1 participation point. So you'll be able to review individual event results here throughout the entire corporate challenge. And then next I'm going to take you over to the volunteer page. The volunteers are extremely crucial to the operation of our event. They really help with making things run smoothly. Usually there's a lot of people and a small staff to manage all these people through the competition. So volunteers, crucial, very helpful, and a ton of fun to work with, and a great way to help your team win the corporate challenge. So each time you volunteer, each time somebody signs up to volunteer and shows up, you will be earned 2 points, as well as a volunteer t-shirt and a great spot to watch your team compete from. But you will earn 2 points towards your corporate cup total, up to 10 points total. So you can only earn 10 volunteer points throughout the entire year, which is 5 volunteers. Once they volunteer and show up, 2 points each will total 10 points total for your company, which is the same as winning an event. So if you place first in softball, you win the tournament, you're going to earn 10 points. So this is sort of the same thing. And the companies that earn all of their volunteer points at the end of the year are usually the ones at the top of the corporate challenge standings. So if you guys are making a run and you need those extra points, this is a great way to get them, to volunteer to help at all of the events. We posted these volunteer sheets on May 1st, and the response has been absolutely incredible. Nearly all of them are filled, but we do still have some available to sign up for. So your volunteers can sign up on their own individually by clicking this View and Sign Up button. So if they want to volunteer for softball, you'll be able to click there. You'll see that there's a few different jobs available and a little short description on each one. And then you can select which one's available, sign up, and it'll ask you for your name, your email, and then you will secure that spot. So all you need to do is show up to the event, check in with the Corporate Challenge staff, we'll award you your points, give you your job, and you volunteer. The volunteers, as I mentioned, the volunteer jobs are usually pretty simple. Usually it is either checking in or helping me keep score. The check-in job is very simple. You identify, or we'll set you up at the check-in table. You'll identify where the company or where the participant is coming from, what company. You'll pull aside, they are from Lubrizol. You'll pull aside the Lubrizol waiver. You'll hand it to them to sign. That's their participation waiver and how we collect their roster. And then you'll just collect that for each participant as they come in to check in with you. Scorekeeping is really easy as well. For example, for the skee ball event at Dive Bar later in July, I will station a scorekeeper at each one of the machines, and their job is to just keep track of who's on the machine and what did they score. You mark down their score under each of the scorecard sections that we give you, and then you just turn that into me, and that's how we score the event. So they're usually really easy jobs. It's really fun to get involved. If you don't want to participate in any actual events, but you still want to be involved, this is a great way to do that. Like I mentioned, there are not many volunteer spots left available, but I'm going to review this list and see if I can open up some more spots to get some more people involved, because we can definitely use the help and we love it. So keep an eye out here for some additional spots if you're looking to volunteer at these upcoming events. And next, I will take you to the sponsorship page. So a special thank you goes out to all of our sponsors that help support us throughout the Corporate Challenge. Adobe, definitely supporting what we're doing over here. Special thank you to Adobe. The Adrenaline Monkey obstacle course is back, so we're really excited. They are really excited about updating the course, bringing a bunch of new companies in, a bunch of new participants to show you what they're all about. Maybe even get you in there for a company party or two afterward. Special thank you to Airgas, the sponsor of the Tug of War tournament, our main event. They've been sponsoring this for years, participating for years, and let me tell you, they are good at Tug of War, so Division 4 better watch out. This is the team that takes it home every year. We're going to see if they can do it again this year. But a special thank you to Airgas for once again sponsoring the Tug of War tournament. A new sponsor this year, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, those Cleveland Cavaliers, they're sponsoring our arcade basketball tournament, or our Pop-A-Shot tournament over at Dave & Buster's. So they haven't told me that Darius or Donovan are showing up, but you know, it could be possible. So a special thank you to them. We'll be playing on Cavaliers branded machines. We'll be playing basketball, so it's a great way for them to support this community, and we thank you for that. The CSU Rec 3v3 basketball tournament. So a special thank you over at CSU Rec for letting us use their awesome facility and partnering with us for the event. So much more than a gym. They are, accepting community memberships as well. So you can, go over there and use it as your fitness center if you are local to the downtown Cleveland area. It's a wonderful facility. They got a lot of stuff to offer, and that's where we will be hosting our 3v3 basketball tournament. Miller Lite, special thank you to them for sponsoring our 3-mile run to kick this season off. So we're really excited about these guys coming in and sponsoring our event, and just being part of the Corporate Challenge as a whole. And then back again this year, Roundstone, they will be sponsoring our closing award party. Details are to be determined. We have not secured the venue just yet, but I will be posting the details about the closing party, our award banquet. At the end of the season, you'll be able to see that on the events page. But regardless of where we're at, Roundstone is going to be sponsoring us, and we're going to be having a great time celebrating the Cleveland Corporate Challenge that was. We'll be handing out trophies. We'll be having some drinks with each other, and just, celebrating the season that was, and coming together with the Corporate Challenge community. If you are interested in becoming a sponsor and sponsoring the Cleveland Corporate Challenge, it is a great way to offer or to show that you are a community-minded company that supports this competition that hits on the initiatives of these company wellness committees. It's great for corporate wellness, whether it be physical, mental, social wellness for your employees. It's great for team building, networking, and charity. So if you want to, bring your name to the forefront of your favorite event and show that you are a community-minded company, you can click here for some more information, and feel free to reach out. And then finally, I'm going to bring you over to the contact page, which is just some basic contact information. It's got my information on there if you want to reach out for general questions, information, registration. I'm happy to help you throughout the entire process. If you want to reach directly out to Joe and get, right into the nitty-gritty of the marketing and the sponsorships, you can reach directly out to him. And we also have the rain out, rain delay information here. So what this says is to check your event page for the latest information on weather cancellations. So if rain is ever threatening the event and we need to delay or cancel the event, I'm going to post on that individual web page right next to where you would see your bracket. I will post a little note in red that says, we are delayed 1 hour or we are canceled for today, and you don't need to show up. And that will populate in real time. So as participants, team captains, if you're not the company coordinator who has their email on file with me, you can check that page all the way up until the start of the event. If nothing is posted, no change has been made. If something is posted, obviously you'll be able to abide by that. Once that post is made, I will do that on site. I will also send a mass email out to all the teams affected to their company coordinators, so they can pass that information down along to you. Okay, so one thing I skipped over and I wanted to bring my way back to is the satellite challenges. So the satellite challenges are extra outside of the corporate cup, but offer a great way to keep your employees engaged throughout the corporate challenge season outside of the actual events. So we have a few different options available for you to win an award. The t-shirt design contest. A lot of companies, most companies, will wear a branded t-shirt with their company logo, their company name on it, which just makes them easily identifiable and sort of brings the team together to compete in the event. It's not required. However, if you do design a t-shirt and you feel that it's super cool and you want to and it merits an award, you can click on that link and learn how to submit your t-shirt design to me that we will vote on at the end of the year and hand out a special award. Next is the Spirit Award Contest. So this is sort of turned into any sort of multimedia project that showcases your company spirit, participating in or preparing for the Cleveland Corporate Challenge. So we've had videos, we've had picture collages, we've had slideshows of just that showcase your company, what they're all about. You know, pictures from the office, pictures from the fields, from the games. Of your team, you know, getting ready for the events. And if you want to put together a cool Spirit Award, feel free to submit it, and then we will vote on it at the end of the year. You'll see last year's winner is posted there if you're looking for an example as well. Next up, we have the Comeback Team of the Year Award. So this award is, you are only eligible if you are competing in your second year or further. So first year companies are not eligible. But what we do is we take last year's standings and we compare them to this year's standings, and we come up with a really cool storyline that we can tell at the closing award party of how this team came from 14th place to second place or 10th place to first place and took home the trophy that year. We'll come up with a really cool storyline of how this team came back, made their way back up to the top of the leaderboard, and then we will tell that story and hand out the special award at the closing award party. And then finally, the Volunteer Team of the Year Award. As I mentioned before, each team can volunteer 5 times to earn their 10 points. However, you can volunteer more than 5 times if you would like. There's no points earned. I'll still give you the free t-shirt, of course, but you will not earn any points towards the corporate cup total. So if you just love the corporate challenge, if you love to be involved, you love to volunteer and support your team without playing, sign up to volunteer. The team with the most volunteers at the end of the year who have signed up and showed up will receive the Volunteer Team of the Year award. So we'll be handing out a special acrylic trophy at the closing award party for that as well. So that is the Cleveland Corporate Challenge in a nutshell. Thank you for your time listening to this video, watching this video. Thank you again for registering. We're so excited for a summer of corporate events. That's just going to be an absolute blast. We're bringing back some old favorites. We got the same good ones that we usually do. And we can't wait to see you guys get out of the office and into the games. So good luck to your teams. Good luck to the divisions. If you have any questions, you'll see my information right below this video. Feel free to reach out anytime. So good luck to your teams, and let's have a great season.